Oh man, I forgot to hook up my webcam. Hold on, y'all. What's up? It's Niki. Hold on. I didn't plug in my webcam. I'm rusty. I am rusty. I haven't live streamed in what, 2 weeks? And I don't have my adapter. Uh-oh. I don't have my adapter. All right, guys, we're going to go with the webcam, which looks always crappy. I spent 2 hours trying to get my intro together with no music. And now I have no webcam. All right. Hold on. I need my web. No, this looks fine. All right. It is what it is. Sums up my month of May. All right. Let me get situated here. Okay, guys. If you can hear me and see me good, put a 1 in this chat, please. So I know you guys are out here. Who's with me? Who is with me? Jamila. Yes. Black Queen, first. Look at you trying to be first, girl. Like you're going to win a prize. But I appreciate it. Jessica, hello, love. That's a new name around here. Hello. Jamila, always a familiar face in the place. Good. You can hear me and see me good? All right, good. You're going to hear this. All right, let me go on to IG and tell them to come on over here because I need the views on YouTube more than I need them on IG. So just keeping it real. How is everyone's Friday going? I hope it's going pretty well. I have a lot. Listen, we about to get into it. Let me turn the fan up. All right, IG. Hey guys, I'm live. Oops. And I'm making a mess out of things. IG, I am live over on I'm live over on YouTube. Come on, mosey over. I'll stay here for about 5 minutes. Just to let you guys know to come over to YouTube. The link is in the bio. Just click on that. You'll see a red live thing on the YouTube page. Click that. It'll take you right into the real live. What's up, Adrian? Head on over to my YouTube page. We're going to get it crunk over there and join us. All right, guys. My hair's it's hot. Oh, Lord. All right, y'all. I'm here. And I missed y'all. Kelly, what's up, my dear? Muna, hey, love. Hassan! I haven't seen you, brother, in a minute. Oh, it's nice to see your face. Okay, so I hope you guys have your hall pass. I have a couple because I'm a teacher's pet. I got the hot hall pass and the cold hall pass, and then the real teacher hall pass, which is off camera over there. So we're going to get into it. Oh, thank you, Hassan. I be trying. All right. Okay, I'm going to jump into it. Sabrina, hello, love. Hey, you IG folks, I love you guys, but come on over to YouTube. Thanks for all the waves. Come on over to YouTube. You know what? I'm going to keep it streaming on IG. No, do I want to do that? No, I'm not going to do that. Oh, you're coming over, Adrian? Good. School Nest, y'all come on over to YouTube. I'm going to cut this live feed on IG in about 1 minute. I'll give y'all 1 minute. So come on over. All right, listen. Y'all come in close. Okay. Woo! Now listen. I have never pretended. We starting up the May homeschool update, and then my subtopic was don't do a moonwalk when you're about 1 inch from the finish line, okay? That's blocking your blessings. That's self-sabotage. That's not having faith. So when the finish line is here and you about right here, you start doing a Michael Jackson in the other direction. That's what I was about to do. I had to pull it together and make some changes or adapt. Now, my word of the month, this is something new for me. I've been doing it, I think, the last 2 months. This month, the word, my life lesson word is adaptability. And listen very carefully for you, all of you guys who have soon to be high schoolers, or you already have a high schooler and you are year to year, semester to semester with what you're going to do with that high school child. Okay, so let's move on. Okay. Hey, Adrian, you made it over from IG. Thank you, love. Thank you. Somebody listened. Kikaza, come on over, girl. We're on YouTube. Come on over. Okay, so Y'all know my tagline for my channel is real, honest, and practical. Now, what happened was, I'm going to start with the big stuff, okay? Y'all know my 8th grader, he's 14. He is going officially into high school. Now, we haven't been in a public classroom. He hasn't been in a public classroom since he was in 2nd grade, right? And well, he hasn't been, in a real like public classroom since 2nd grade. We did do a charter homeschool, but that was like twice a week, and yeah, that didn't count to me. But anyway, so he's not had that real public school experience. At least, you know, the elementary vision is totally different than what it is, than what public school is in middle school and what it is in high school. So y'all know me. I think I talked about it in my previous video. I hadn't planned for the following school year. Now, you know, I kind of know what's going to work, what's not going to work. And so I don't feel the pressure to like plan everything out. I loosely know what we're going to do, except for online classes that are going to be a semester long or a year long, which my oldest son does. So I have him ready for math, Mr. D, pre-calculus. I have him ready for science, conceptual physics with Clover Creek Science. And then he's doing one writing class through Online G3. I forget the name. And so those are like the core. And then I was toying with Hewlett Homeschool Learning, the Lightning Literature. I was toying with that, but I was like, I like doing my own reading selection. So I'll keep that at home along with history, government, and logic, right? So that was loosely our plan for high school. He was playing a football game. Oh, pause, okay. So, all right, IG guys, I'm not having good connection. You guys come on over to my YouTube channel. It's up in the description. It's in the link is in the bio. So Anika, Kimmy, all of you guys, come on over. I'm out. Okay, so look, okay, so two of my sons play football, right? And as a matter of fact, my youngest one is in Arizona now for a tournament. So they just got there, called me like 30 minutes ago. That's why I was a little late coming on. But anyway, so he's on his football team in his league. They've won the championship like 3 or 4 seasons in a row. And I think they lost one Super Bowl, but they still went. So really competitive, and they're a really good team, very, very good coach. Well, this is his last year, and he does flag football. And after flag, you don't have a lot of opportunity to play like in a private league, like you have AAU for basketball or club soccer. You don't have to be at your high school to play competitively. Football is a little different, and some states might vary, but at least in our area, usually it's hard to fill a division with enough teams where, it makes it worth the while to compete. So that's where we are. So I'm like, okay, well, the main way my son gets socialization, and I'm going to make a separate video on the realities of socializations, the myths, and the real deal, the truth behind that. Now, from preschool up to 8th grade, there's a lot out there, a lot of clubs, groups, things like that, because a lot of people are homeschooling. But when you hit like 7th grade, I see a lot of homeschool parents getting shaky, and they're like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can tackle this. And they might hold on. And then come 9th grade, that shakiness starts to loosen, and it starts to be open, and let's go to public school. Or the child wants to go to public school, okay? Now, in my case, I asked my son, we have a couple of options. Do you want to go to these 2 schools? And he was like, no, I'm going to stay home and kick it with you. I'm like, bet. So I went and paid for all these expensive classes and, what have you. Well, a couple of weeks ago, one of the coaches, one of the opposing coaches, who I've known for years because he's coached my youngest son in basketball. Everybody knows him. He's a really great guy. He's a great role model, and I've seen it for years. Well, he comes up to us after we were at my youngest son's football game, and he has two sons the same ages as my youngest and my oldest. So he comes up to us, and he's talking to my son, who he knows. He goes, "Hey, what are you doing for football after this?" And he knows we homeschool, and he was like, "I don't know. We're trying to find a team. We were actually trying to find a tackle league." And he was like, "Oh, you got to go over to the high school. You know, they're building up the program, and you know, we can use people like you. You play really, really hard on every down. Man, it would be great if you could be on that team." So he was pumping them up and everything, blah, 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 blah. And so my son was like, yeah, I want to keep playing football. Cool. Next day, "Hey, son, you still trying to do football? Because that means you got to go to the high school." He was like, "Oh, really? I forgot about that. Man, I shouldn't have told coach." Yeah. So I'm like, cool. We'll just play it by ear. No commitments. We will just keep moving toward what we've already have going on for the fall. Then last week, that same coach who I love, as a matter of fact, when I was talking to him a couple of weeks ago and he was asking my son if he was going to play, I was like, "Well, if you coach, yeah. But, you know, I know the coaches here." And I'm like, Wouldn't you know it, last week he comes up to us after my son's game, and he was like, "Guess who's the new football coach at the high school?" And I was like, oh, it was that bittersweet moment. I was like, oh, this is so good because he's going to have a great impact on young men. And then I was like, no, you're messing up my plans. So my son was like, oh man, this is going to be great. So he says, "Mom, you know, can I still homeschool and still play football?" Unfortunately, in our state, there are only 14 states. Listen up, y'all, who have kids who want to play. If they have NCAA aspirations, or wanting to play for college, there are 14 states that allow a homeschool student to play on a team for a public school. You can stay homeschool and you can go play for your local high school or middle school. That's not the case in California. So, and it gets all into the CIF, California Federation, all that kind of stuff, Independent Interscholastic Federation. So we cannot do that. So I was looking that all up. I was talking to some of my veteran homeschool moms, and I'm telling you this so you guys can start putting this on your radar when you're deciding what you're going to do for high school, especially if your child is into a sport that either the school, they don't have a very good program, so your kid doesn't want to go to the school just for the program, or, the school won't have them, and it's really hard for them to play privately via a club or AAU or something like that, like for baseball, something like that, to start finding out what the law says in your state. Okay, all that to say, so I'm like, okay, well, he really doesn't want to go to public school, so we're just going to just chill. Everything's kind of crazy in the schools with COVID and all of that, and we're cool. And then my husband started getting into my ear and my son's ear and was like, it's a great program. Now we have this really great coach, and we live in a really good school district, whatever that means. So about 3 days ago, we called the school, and here's the thing. Okay, here's the other thing. And I'm gonna have a whole video series on this. When you're deciding to, and I'm gonna wrap this up and move on to the rest of the May update. But when you're deciding when you're going to send your child who's been homeschooled at least a year to public school, especially for high school, but also for middle school, you're gonna have to, especially if your child is advanced, you're gonna have to do some testing or some negotiating with the staff or the department chairs to get your child in the appropriate class, which is what my son has to do. He's testing in 2 weeks. So we had to go through all of that. And anyway, so we sat down and he was upset. He really wants to play. 3 of his friends on his team are going to be at the high school. So he wants to be, he's in that space now where he wants to be with his friends now that he has a number of friends from playing sports. And he's torn because he wants to be with those friends more often, but he doesn't really know what public school is like anymore. He just has a vision of what it was when he was much younger, and he's not feeling it. So I said, let's just worry about it over the summer, do your football camp during the summer, have your posse of friends that you're going to make, and then we'll see how it goes. We'll take it month by month when school starts. And who's say things might change with the world and we might just shut it down and be like, no, we're just going to homeschool. So what I'm doing is, and this is the pact that we make, my son and I, because if y'all looked at my video months ago, I talked about having a homeschool vision, short term and long term. Y'all just wait till the summertime. The kids are all up on their all. I'm about to be putting a video out almost twice a day. Y'all gonna be like, girl, Nick, we got enough. Short term vision, long term vision. Now, I meant to bring my vision board over. Anyway, my long term vision, you know, at the back engineer, what do you want for your children? What kind of character traits, life skills? What kind of position do you want to have them to be in when they turn 18, when they're done with their schooling? And one of them is, for my kids, is being able to be adaptable in any situation, right? Whether it's with a boss, a girlfriend, a friend, any kind of situation. And so I said, you know what? This is part of the vision, because he's always been in classes or situations that he's chosen, and he's been the executive director of his life, essentially. Well, I'm the main executive director, and he has had a lot of freedoms. So I said, you know what? I'm sitting here fretting like I have the perfect year planned out for you, and we're going to do this and that. And now that California is opened up, we can do all of these trips. And now I'm like, you know what, Nick? Okay, this is really a blessing in disguise. You need to let your child have these experiences at least for a semester. And I told him, things start to get smaller as you go up the ladder, okay? And it's hard to really find friends that you really gel with, the friends that you will have 20 plus years from now. So I said, you go there. We're not even worrying about the little old raggedy curriculum and subjects and stuff like that. I don't care how good the school is. We ain't gonna worry about that. I said, look, you'll take your hardest math class because we're on that trajectory. Everything else, we'll keep it basic. If you want to do some extra stuff at home with me, that's cool. But your goal is to get in there. If you have time, get you a club. I know football is going to be a big part of your life. You make your friends and you start judging who you think is a worthy friend to have. And that's our mission for that semester. Don't worry about nothing else. Don't worry about nothing. In my mind, I said the girls, because he's going to be in an 11th and 12th grade class. So I know them girls, they doing all kinds of things, right? So anyway, I'm going to move on because I'm going to have a follow-up video on that. So that's where we are right now. So the vision was, you gotta let go sometimes, especially moms, especially if you have boys, you gotta let go of that umbilical cord. Now the cord is still attached to your baby, but he's just way over there and you're here connected, but he's not going to go too far. You can just kind of wrap yourself around, keep turning yourself and let the cord wrap around you, but they still need to go off. So I really want him to have that experience, and all the things he's learned and internalized, he can put into practice. Okay. So that's where we are. So I'm definitely going to have a number of videos on how to do the transcripts, because I have to, send that over to the school, how to talk to the people. Let me tell you real quick, y'all. See, this is why, Lord have mercy. Let me tell you, I've always had this motto: it's easier to ask forgiveness than it is permission. Because I think everybody lies to you, or they're mistrustful, whether intentional or not. I call this school and I talk to the front office, and my policy is I have to talk to at least 2 different people at any institution, because I'm probably going to get 2 different answers. I'm gonna put y'all up on some game. So I call the registrar and I said, my sons, we're coming into your school. And he's ninth grade, but his academic work is not ninth grade. So who do I talk to see about testing to have the proper placement? Oh, we don't do that. I said, you don't? I said, how do you deal with kids that are advanced? And well, you have to just start school, and then the teacher that they're assigned to, they'll determine if they need to move to another track or something like that. I'm like, that don't even sound right in my mind. I said, oh, okay. Well, could I have the name of all the math teachers that teach pre-calculus so I can call them? Oh, we don't give out that kind of information. I said, oh, not even an email? No, I'm sorry. And of course, they're all nice and sweet. I'm like, okay. B, in my mind, hang up the phone, go on the website, get the staff directory, find all the math teachers. Then I find the department chairs, and there's two of them. So there's two of them, and they had the pictures, and I looked at. I said, which one looks the most friendly? Let me find the oldest one, because they probably don't care about life. They're just ready to retire. And the chair had been there 35 years. And I was like, oh, I know he don't care. He's probably like, whatever, because I'm out the door. Come to find out, he's retiring right now. I emailed him, and then I called him. He called me back in like 5 minutes. Oh, really? You want to do that? You want to test? Fine. I'm going to be out of town, but I'll be back in 2 weeks. Woo. Come on, send them on in. This is the textbook we're using. You can come into the home room or whatever, grab the textbook. He can look that over. We'll have him do, the first semester testing, and then he can come back the next day and do the second semester testing. No harm, no foul. Anything else you need? I'm like, why no? Thank you very much. See, you never know. And that's in life. People are going to tell you something, and you got to go over, around, and under, and go through those people sometimes to get the information. So for those of you with older children and you have to deal with schools, hang up after you get your information. Make sure you write the name down, and then call back. I don't care if your caller ID comes up. Call back again in an hour or the next day and ask the same question again. And if it's the same person, like if you forgot the person and the person says, oh, didn't you call the other day? You know what? I had so much going on. I wasn't sure if I wrote down the correct information. So I just want to make sure, just because sometimes it's so crazy right now, blah, 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 blah. And you start rambling, then they'll cut you off. Okay, well, and then they'll give you the information. And it's probably different information. They play those games. What's up, Lily? And Adrian? Heavy on the B in my mind. Yeah, listen, sometimes the front staff, they don't know anything. And other times they've been told a script to tell the parents, right? And the students in some cases. And then the third option is they really know what's going on, especially if that staff member has been there for a long time. And then they just tell you they have two messages, one for this type of parent and one for this type of parent. There's a reason why when you enroll in schools, they ask you what you do for a living and how much you make and, all that little household information. There's a reason why they do that. In addition to just data gathering, there's a reason why they do that. So anyway, we're going to do tentatively public school in the fall for the semester with a goal in mind. We're not just going in there haphazard. We're going with a mission. And I'm like, dude, we might even get out before the end of the semester. You find somebody you rock with or whatever, or he can have a wonderful time, fall in love with, the camaraderie and things that he hasn't seen or been exposed to and might want to stay. So either way, we're going to rock and roll. But let me tell you, this is a reason why I have all my children, well, my two children who were in 6th grade, I had them read this book. This is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. This is a classic. It's an international bestseller. I think it's like 25 years old. Now, The Alchemist is about finding your life purpose. Before you had all these self-gurus talking about, what's your place in the universe and finding your happiness, you have The Alchemist, and it's about a young man. His name is Santiago, and he's in Spain, and he's on this quest to Egypt to find this treasure, right? And all along the way, he meets these characters, and he has these situations that test, reaffirm, unconfirm himself, his belief in himself, and what the meaning, what his life purpose is. It's a beautiful book. Look, you can see how much I done marked through and dog ear and everything. And it's a wonderful way to start your child off in middle school, because that's when they start asking more questions, okay? The questions get a little bit more defined, which is why in the classical education approach, the homeschool approach, elementary years are your grammar years, your middle school years are your logic years, and then your high school years are your rhetoric years. So at this logic stage where you're questioning now, you're doing a lot of questioning. More it's the why and the how. And those questions turn inward and they start questioning themselves. This is a great book, and it puts lots of situations and memories and things in their head, all of these gold nuggets of wisdom deposited in their head, so they can, you know, draw upon this as they're going through life. So with my son, my high schooler, I pulled this out all messed up like this because this was the crux of the book, where all of these pages were dog-eared. And we're gonna go back over this summer, talking about finding purpose and watching for the signs or the omens, as they say in the book, looking for the signs when life is telling you something and you're too distracted to see the signs. And that's one of the main tenets of this book that I like. It said, there's a quote that talks about this. That's a whole nother video. I'm definitely gonna do a book review on this, and it'll probably be live because I want you guys to ask me questions. But it's about when you're so distracted with life, with all of the outside, you miss. Well, they liken it to walking through life holding a teaspoon of oil, and then you're focused so much on not spilling the oil in this teaspoon, you don't see all the magnificent beauty around you, right? And you don't take part in that. But if you spend all your time looking around at the beauty, this spills, right? So the key to happiness is having that balance between having a focus, but not letting that focus get you so caught up that you don't see the beauty in everyday life, a la always trying to work for money and not enjoying your family or your life or things like that. So I highly recommend this. This is definitely going to be a video review, okay? Oh, dear Jessica says, yes, Lord, for the staff directory on the school site. I know. And I'm like, woman, it's right there on the website. When Lord, don't even get me started. All right, Silly Mommy says, dropping from the bushes, boo. Hey, hon, shoot, I need to read that book for myself. Yes, because when I read it, I'm like, I gotta make another quote book. I've always collected quotes since I was in middle school, I think. And I need to start taking some of these and like putting them, make a collage and just print it and put it up somewhere, because it's a lot of life lessons. Okay, so, now speaking of adaptability, that's my word for the month. I have another change that, you know, is kind of not really bittersweet, but yes, finding balance, Jessica. Yes, I'm filling that book for my kiddos. Yes, this and you know what? This is an old copy. I think this is from Borders. You know, Borders been closed like forever. But yeah, it's you know, it doesn't really have chapters, but you can knock this out. And no time limit. Whenever you get through with it, you get through with it. Okay, so the other adaptability. Now, if you check out my video, my homeschool room tour, I don't know, sometime last year, it's all nice and pretty and big and everything. But I say that you don't need a homeschool room to get your work done, because most times my kids aren't even in that room. So I was like, my kids aren't even really in that room, unless when we're reading and they're sprawled out because there's a lot of open space. But I'm like, do I really want to waste this big room so we can sprawl out on the floor? Or could we just all sprawl out on the couches? You know, I'm just, now I'm in that phase. You guys heard me talk about this. I'm wanting to declutter, thin out everything, and just be more streamlined. The more I declutter the house, the more my mind feels at rest. And it could be that there's less junk for me to be looking at. And maybe that's so busy and it just makes me feel not at rest because there's so much junk, like the counters. Like, look at this. Hold on. I shouldn't even be showing y'all this, but I am. Look, hold on. Oh, hold on. Just, why does that look like that? Why do I got two cans, a jar, and a cup, and some Spice Hunter, Africa spicy garlic? Now this is good. It's so good. I keep it in my little office because I put it on everything. And we're not even gonna, I didn't spill. Y'all, why didn't y'all tell me I was spilling my drink? And then I got this. That's clutter. That's ridiculous. So I'm like, oh no. And see, I know the pattern. When my house, my room, my office, whatever is cluttered, my life is cluttered. And it is right now because I was all focused on that. And the homeschool room, something was bothering me. I was just getting irritated. Yeah, it's the end of the school year for us. Well, in June it will be. But I was still feeling this weight on me. And I was like, you know what? I got to get rid of this homeschool room. I need less stuff. And quite honestly, I'm just going to be real. Everything in that homeschool room I use. If it's a book, okay? I got a lot of science stuff in there. What else I got in there? Mainly science, like stuff that I have like a big desk or shelf for. And then like 3D printing and presses and things like that. I'm like, you know what? I need to put that in the garage or in a box. And if it's really important, pull it out. I got like 3 or 4 microscopes. I'm like, when was the last time you used those microscopes? I think last year. I think we might have pulled it out once for something, but it's taking up real estate and it's not being used every day or at least every week. So I'm like, it looks pretty. It looks nice. And I was like, girl, you fronting. You trying to make everything look all nice and pretty and you're not even using that stuff. So I said, you know what? It's got to go. I might even just sell it. Just why I need 3 microscopes. Well, 1 on sale, 2 consignment shop sale, and then the first one I bought I bought one for high school. So all I need is a high school one, but I got 3 all lined up on a display. See, sometimes, and I'm not calling no names, but watch out, especially if you're a new homeschooler or if you know your funds are a little bit limited or tight. Watch out for the homeschoolers that have everything looks like Architectural Digest or Better House and Gardens, okay? Better Homes and Gardens. Because sometimes I watch those videos and the stuff they have lined up that they use all the time be in the same exact spot. So I know they didn't pull none of them books out. They didn't use none of those microscopes. They didn't use none of those manipulatives. It just looked too clean and display. It don't look like a working, hard use space, right? So I said, uh-oh, I'm acting like one of those people. So let me get this mess out of here. And I was starting to feel better. And if I could unhook this laptop cable, because I'm low, my laptop is low, I would take you downstairs to the homeschool room. Let me see if I have a picture of it. It's a mess, but I feel good because I'm taking so much stuff out of there. So I implore you guys, whenever your homeschooling ends for this year, realistically, be brutally honest. Are you holding on to this because you really, really gonna use it? Or are you holding on to it because it looks good? Now, I know you might use it for another child, but really think, if you kind of know your child's learning style, you really know it, then it should be easier for you to make a decision whether to keep certain curriculum and things like that or not, okay? Hold on, I just want to show you, because this is how I'm living. It's a mess, but I'm feeling good because I'm getting rid of the imagery, right? I said, why am I trying to keep up some kind of appearance? This don't even make any kind of sense. And I don't feel good about it. So it's gone, y'all. It's gone. Hold on. It's coming. It's coming. So is it coming? Yeah, I'll take a lot of pictures. I'll take a lot of pictures. Okay. If you're on my IG account, I had a picture of my son playing piano. Now that's the old homeschool room. It looks beautiful. But if you look to the right, it was a hot a mess. What? Why can I? Okay, look. Okay, so what I did, I moved everything into the dining room, which is smaller. And I'm going to show you a picture. Oh, here we go. All right. So this is the drama I got going on. Okay. All right. Now, if I see one of y'all talk about my house, now I ain't going to block you. I don't do stuff like that. But I'm going to be watching you. And my comments to you might be a little spicy. Let me see if y'all can see that. Hold on. All right. Can y'all see that? Y'all see that big old mess? Everything all on the floor, all this stuff. Why I got this skeleton? My kids know all the bones in the human body. All these bags. I got scrapbooking stuff, punches and stuff, popcorn machine. Look at all this. Just stuff I'm buying. Just stuff. Why I got this cash register still? Wait, where is it at? Why I got that cash register? I need to sell it and get like at least 20 bucks. I can buy some more crypto. Don't front, guys. This is me fronting all of this stuff. Those are the microscopes over here, taking up a whole shelf. Okay. Now, what I did do was like, you know what? Let me move everything to the dining room. Look at that. Don't y'all feel better just looking at this picture? I was stressed out just looking at that mess in the other room. Look at that. So I'm still in the process of getting these wire cubes, and I'll do a video on it, using these wire cubes to, manage all the books. So, but anyway, adaptability. So I had to get honest with myself and say, I don't need all of this. If I had 11 kids, I would need that space. I got 3 kids and they all over the house. So I didn't need the space. So I stopped lying to myself. And now I got woosah. Y'all see that? Let me do it before and after. Okay. Ding dong, ding dong, dong, ding dong, peace. Ding dong, 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 dong. You see how it just makes you crazy? All right, so enough of that. So adaptability. Adaptability can help you bring more peace within, so it's easier to make decisions when you're not cluttered with stuff. All right, now moving on. One thing I want to tell you about the adaptability, because I was going through all of that stuff, y'all, I've been selling a lot of stuff on Facebook. Listen, if you're lesson planning right now or you're looking at curriculum, by the way, I have a free curriculum. Look, I haven't put none of my banners up. If you're looking to get okay, the download checklist, I think I still have that as free, but I think I have it down there, a curriculum planner that's free. So if not, I'll put it in for real this weekend so you guys can get that. Okay. But so if you're looking at, buying curriculum, maybe you're going to the homeschool conferences or conventions, definitely check out my video on how to attend a homeschool conference. I do have a free booklet on it, like 8 or 9, 10 pages. Is really good and it's very real. Okay. Get that. That's free. I think it might be on my website. Here, let me plug my website. Now, y'all know I built my website from scratch. So some pages aren't done yet because I got a job, my own business and some other stuff. But you can go to my website and look for the homeschool planner. I think I might have put $1 on it or something like that. I'm not sure. But I might make it free for you guys. Just convince me. All right. But listen, so I started selling stuff on eBay, all the homeschool stuff that I'm not using. Y'all, if you want to get some money so you can buy the curriculum that you want, that you have your eye on, or if you want to register for some extracurricular classes for your kids or just anything, you'll be surprised at how much you can make on these Facebook groups. I belong to 5 of them. Homeschool Facebook sell and share or sell groups, and then like 15 of regular Facebook Marketplace. I've already made about $800 and selling some of the primed stuff, right? But you know, people are buying the stuff up. So don't sleep on Facebook, you know, when selling your stuff, or if you're looking to, you know, get, you know, some deals, you can definitely see some deals. I saw them when I was scrolling to put my listing up. Okay. So, so that's just a little information for you right there. So, but I was just feeling so good about one, either getting cold hard cash or that Venmo Cash App money. Like, oh, nice, I can buy some more crypto. And then two, because I wasn't going to buy any more curriculum. I'm tired of buying curriculum. Y'all know I got a lot. I got too much. But just getting stuff out the house, because when you think about it, y'all, be for real. If you go into your house, walk around your house. If you walked into one room and you started looking, you know how the gold diggers, they go into a man's car or his house and they start adding up everything in the house, trying to see what the worth of the person is. That vase looks like it costs $1,000. That couch costs this much. Oh, that kitchen, that range, you know, they start pocket watching, right? So if you just want to go through your house and just look at what you could possibly get. I mean, like, look at this. I could probably get $10, maybe $15 for that picture right there, right? You know, and if you sold it, you probably wouldn't even miss it, right? So just think of things that are just there, but don't just look at it as just stuff. Look at it with dollar signs, how much you can get for that. And then take some of that money. And now is the best time. If you want, I got to do a video on crypto. I got to get y'all into the crypto game. I've been buying crypto since 2017, and I've done really, really, really nice in the crypto world. And right now is an early stage for crypto. Not a lot of people know about it, aside from Bitcoin and Ethereum and whatever Elon Musk or Mark Cuban talks about. But there are a lot of crypto out there that's like less than a penny. You buy, you know, tens and thousands of them, and it goes up to $1. You're sitting really pretty, which happened to me. Okay, so so just think about this painting. Yeah, I think I paid $30 for it. It's beautiful. It used to be on this wall back here. Oh, wait, my lights don't work. I plugged them in. Darn it. And I'm not replacing them. So say this is like $20. Maybe I can get $20 for it. You think, oh, I'm just getting $20. No, no, no. Take 10 of that 20. You go buy you some crypto. And in a year, it's probably going to be a couple $100 in your account. Okay, so don't just think of, oh, this, I don't want to sell that. It's only worth 10. I'll probably only get $10. I'll probably only get $5. Well, if you're buying, I'm not going to show you all my account, but look, you have accounts. I mean, you have crypto that is 0.000, perfect time to teach your kids decimals, right? You got crypto that's worth, it's like 0.000245, and you can just load up on it. Let me show you one of my favorite ones. You can just load up on it. Well, here, I had this and I sold it really quickly, but look at the price of that. Look how much you can buy of that. Now, I bought this when it was running a couple of weeks ago, and I sold it before it dropped. Do you know how much I bought? 10,000 of these. Look how much it's worth. How many decimals is that? 10, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, a million. Basically, it's crumbs. It's worth crumbs, right? So don't start thinking ahead about things. All right, so let's move on. All right, so planning for next fall. So I told you the situation with my oldest one, right? Now for my rising 7th grader and my rising 5th grader, I'm on autopilot. I was looking at what we have in the house, and I'm like, girl, you got everything they need until 12th grade. So we are using everything that we've used before, with the exception of our reading selections. Okay, we'll choose those reading selections over the summer. Usually, you guys know I like to have a theme, and this one I'm like, I'll give them like a list of books, and I'll let them choose from that. I do 2 kinds of readings: assigned readings from a novel, something classic, and then they have their leisure reading, or well, that's on their own. But then we have read alouds, right? So I let them just choose something, and then we'll go from there. I don't know if we're going to have a theme or not. Right now, you know, they're still discovering other things. And, you know, like my one child was into dystopian literature, and we went down the rabbit hole with all of that. And another child was like into fantasy. So my youngest one is into war. So I'll probably give him a lot of war books. But so that's the only thing that will change. I'll still put my homeschool curriculum picks. I'll do that this summer. But basically, it's going to be the stuff that you guys have seen me use. Writing and rhetoric. We're switching from Beast Academy to Singapore math. Although for 7th grade, it's going to be like this discovery. I just forgot. Singapore. I want to say discovery, but I might be thinking of discovery. The Discovery Channel it's escaping me. Writing is going to be writing and rhetoric. Reading, me. History, me. Okay, yeah, I need to go ahead and get started on that video for y'all. What else? And then, so for my 7th grader, we'll be introducing logic. And for my 5th grader, I'm going to have them we're doing a couple of classes right now without school. And there's a teacher, and she's got a lot of reviews, and she's got stuff all throughout the year. And she also has like semester-long classes, but they're really fun. My 2 youngest sons, they're in a class together, and they love it. I hear them laughing. The teacher's really fun. So I'm going to have them look at the classes and heart their favorite, the ones they like, and then try to put together like some loose, you know, fun classes for them in the fall. And so that will be something different that we'll be doing for those 2. And then extracurriculars are still pretty much the same. And spelling, okay, I'll make a separate review on I always do a hit and miss at the end of the year. So like I said, I have a lot of videos for you guys. I think most of those videos, I'm going to do it live. That way you can ask me questions. I can open up the book. I'll have it on the screen where you guys can see it. I'll have 2 cameras so I can turn and you guys can see it better. Because I feel better when you guys ask me questions, so you don't have to put it in the comment section, okay? Because other people have that same question. All right. End of year prep. Well, y'all saw what my room looked like, right? My room was a hot mess. So my end of year prep is taking down that homeschool room, transferring what is absolutely needed only into the new dining room, and then just deciding what we're going to do to kind of end the school year. So I haven't decided on that yet. Now that California is open, we'll probably make a little day trip somewhere and call it a day for the school year. And that's pretty much all I have for the end of the year. They have some work that they haven't finished yet in their books. I'm not sweating that. They know how it goes. I still give them something to do over the summer. I say, hey, give me a good solid 10, 15 minutes reading, writing, math, and I'm good. So they can get that done either in the morning or in the afternoon, because, they can like sleep in the morning, or sometimes they have a camp. And so I'm like, you can do it in the morning, afternoon, or evening. I don't care. Just get it done. So that's the end of your prep. And then, so football. I talked about football, right? So for football, I don't know why I wrote down football. Oh, because football was kind of encroaching into our lives, but, having to be adaptable with that. So I don't even know why I wrote down football. And then finally, I always like to shout out homeschoolers who are out there doing their thing, especially homeschoolers who are mompreneurs. And one of them is Sean, the homeschool guru. And, I always refer to Sean, when I was younger in my journey, maybe 2 or 3 years. I think that's when I started watching Sean's stuff. She helped me out a lot because she has 3 kids. The oldest is 17. So I watched her videos because she was, a few years ahead of me. So I watched what she would do so I could see what was down the road for us. So, so she's definitely helped me a lot in my homeschool journey. She doesn't know that. I've never told her that in person. We've never met or talked on the phone, but I'm going to make a little link here. But Sean is having a virtual homeschool conference next week, I believe June 3rd through the 5th. She has not asked me to tell you any of this. You don't even know. I just really love this woman. She's from Texas. Well, I don't think she's from Texas, but she's lived there for a long time. So she's Texan. But she's a person to pick her brain. She's got a lot of knowledge. She also has a YouTube channel, Shaun, Shaun, and go support her and subscribe. Okay, get her numbers up. She's really, really good with her knowledge, and she has a couple of businesses. So for those of you who are working and homeschooling, she's the one to talk to. I bet, you know, I watch carefully before I start recommending people to you guys. And, you know, she puts her actions where her words are. So I would definitely go. Let me put in her YouTube channel, and then you guys can check that out. So anyway, does anyone have any questions? I'm going to get back to the comments. Shaun, the homeschool guru. All right. Now this is her YouTube. So I'll put YouTube. All right. So check this lady out and show her some love. Okay. Her YouTube channel, Shaun, the homeschool guru. She has a convention called tailormadehomeschooling.com. I think I had the link up here a second ago. Oh, I typed over it with the homeschool guru. I'll put that back up. But anyway, I don't know how much it costs. I didn't see it on the website. Tailor-made homeschool. But go check her out, and she has some really great speakers on the panel, and tailor-made. All right, hold on, guys. Taylor, and then I'm going to take your questions. Now, there was someone who asked me about Mr. D in my DMs. Tailor-made home, is it tailor-made homeschool or homeschooling? Let me double check, guys. Tailor-made homeschooling. Ooh, let me change that. We don't want to put the wrong stuff out there, guys. We don't want to do that. All right. So tailor-made homeschooling. So check Shaun out there and tell her Niki sent you, and go see what those speakers have to talk about, okay? Oh, hold on. I'm a little bit more organized than I thought. So this is what her website looks like. Tailor-made. That's Shaun right there. You can tell, our lovely sister. And then this is what you'll see at the top of that page, okay? Early bird tickets. I had a problem finding where to buy the ticket, so I can't, you know, give you any more information about that. But go to her website and check that out, okay? So, my face is gone. Okay. Okay, so let me start taking these questions, and we can get on out of here. And don't let me forget about Memorial Day weekend. Okay. I'm behind on the comments. Y'all let me talk without saying anything. Look, y'all need to come on here for a guest thing. Okay, let's see. Can I see it again? Oh, can I see it again so I can screenshot the book? Oh, here you go, silly mommy. The Alchemist, Paulo Coelho. Let me know if you got that. Sorry about that. Y'all need to get this book. Now the book cover might look different because this is an old book, but you'll be fine either way. I felt like I was distracted not seeing certain signs a few months ago, says silly mommy. Yes, you know, when we're so distracted, this is gonna be a long life. When we do get distracted, like this mess over here, when we do get distracted, we're not open to very obvious signs or symbols or situations that are trying to tell us, girl, look left, wait, look left. You know, they're trying to get our attention, and we're just like, la, 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 like the Smurfs. So I find declutter your house, declutter your mind so you can just function. I totally agree. Decluttering makes you feel good. No hoarders. Did you ever watch that show, The Hoarders? Oh, man. That was something else. You should start an eBay account and sell it. I used to sell on eBay 10 years ago. I used to sell bespoke or upscale baby clothes because all of my, okay, the preschool my oldest son went to was a really hoity-toity preschool. And and the funny thing is, the women that were there that had like the $160,000 cars, like really, and $5 million, no, they would donate to the hospital. You know, they looked really, the poorer that woman looked, the richer she was. The woman that had, you know, the Cartier bracelet, watch on, the Harry Winston earrings, you know, the designer handbags, was probably house poor. But the woman that had a Timex watch on, she drove a Honda. Her hair was always up in a bun. She had a Fossil, what's a lower brand, like a Fossil. I got a Fossil purse, you know, a Michael Kors. Well, Michael Kors is expensive to some people, but just something like under $100. You go to their house and you'd be like, oh, okay, you got a 10-foot waterfall when you go into the courtyard. Big old waterfall in the courtyard. And then you walk over to the right, and then there's part of the house. And then you go up because they're into stars, so they have a real observatory on top of their house. I'm like, crazy stuff. A lot of those homes in the hills, they build some of their part of the house under the ground. You know, people will say it's a basement, but these people, this one house I went to, it was kind of partially underground, but one wall was all glass, so half the house was underground. Child, I wouldn't do that in earthquake country. And then the other half went all the way up to like the first floor, and then you can see the pool right there. And I'm like, oh my, that just seems so. I was always uncomfortable in that house, but it was like a subterranean house. Just the people are really creative with how they built their homes. Now this one, see, I was real buddy with the really super rich ones because they look real basic. And I am attracted to women who, you know, are just like, you know, regular women, not all, and that's nice and everything. But these women would be looking like Pamela Anderson and Julia Roberts, you know, just all decked out. Joan Collins. But the ones that just look like, you know, your basic little Meg Ryans and stuff like that, those were the cool ones. Those were the ones that were like, oh my God, I got a flat. Okay, well, you can take this $70,000 car and use it for however long that you need it. I mean, or they have a private jet. I'm not kidding. There was one kid on my friend's soccer team, and they took a helicopter to the game. So I don't know how I got on that, but I like to rock with the people who are like, you know, I get stuff from like Target and stuff like that, and I keep it real. And there are people. Okay, so okay, so the women who were like filthy rich but looked really basic were the ones that told me, "Hey, Nick, because I was pregnant with my second child, and they were giving me clothes from their older child to me," and I was like, "There are tags on this Gucci pants, like $200 for some toddler pants? Like, that's crazy." Now, she wouldn't buy that, but she would go over to the Goodwill in, you know, certain part of town, and she would just buy all of that, and she would put it on her kids, but she wasn't spending money on that. She was a waste of money. $10, $5 at Goodwill. So she said, you know what, you can start a business like that. Because I was like, girl, I'm not really going to wear that, because I would be heartbroken if, you know, we got juice spilled on it or some orange juice or whatever. So that's how I started my first business. It was border crossers, and and it grew a little bit, but the bulk of my merchandise, yeah, I'm long-winded, but the bulk of my merchandise, I would go to Goodwills. I would go to all the Goodwills, Beverly Hills, Brentwood, I think this one was Hancock, I'm not sure, Pasadena, and all these little rich heifers who their kids didn't even wear the clothes because a lot of the times the tags were on it, and I would just boop, 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 buy it all, and then I would get the real nice packaging and resell it. And I was so profitable that my pediatrician, we got in on it, and then we started a business and doing upscale baby baskets. So her clients would come in, and when they would have their baby, we would sell them their baby basket, everything they needed to get through their first 6 weeks of life. So there are lots of hustles out there. Back then, the fees weren't so bad, and you can do a lot of stuff back then. But yeah, that was like, no, my son's 14. He was, 10, 12 years ago. So I don't even know how I got on that. But yes, eBay, yes. That's one way to make some money. Okay, Adrian says, I have been in a funk for at least the last month. We haven't done anything. Girl, welcome to the group. I was talking to my girlfriend and she's, having some issues with her son who's in middle school, and it's that rebellious stage. And she's like, she's doing a lot. And she was like, I don't have the bandwidth to really deal with that. So it's like, well, we just kind of, you try to do some work, and I'll, pretend that you're really getting some work done or learning something. Sometimes you have to take that mental break and recharge. But it's good to have, I got to do a video on that. It's good to have certain tools in place for when you have those war zone periods where you just feel like you're at war with yourself, you're at war with your kids, your spouse, the world, whatever. So have a lineup of movies or puzzle books or whatever your child's kind of into, and whatever that interest is, try to find it in at least 3 different forms, whether it's a book, a movie, a game, whatever. And then let them go out. Let them go with that, because our kids, sometimes they need a break from us and they need an outlet. So don't beat yourself up. What do we say? After you feel how you're feeling, it's a brand new day, and start again. Okay. It just start over again. All right. Let me see what you're selling first. We need some new stuff. Look, I'm enabling y'all. Girl, I cannot do this with you right now. Hell, my family did that to me. No lie. I'm kind of behind in the comments, so sometimes I'm not sure what you guys are talking about. Oh, the decluttering. All right, good. I'm going to be spending this weekend decluttering and in the garden. Okay. Dimensions. Yes, thank you, Dimensions. I was saying discovery. Thank you, Hummingbird. Hey, Natty Slim. It's good seeing you in the place. You talked about football. Oh, yeah, that was when I was off on the tangent. Well, my son and my husband are out of town, and then I have I have a friend coming over to stay the weekend, and it's oh, okay, yeah, I remember one other thing I wanted to tell you guys. Yes, Sean is pretty. She's got a pretty aura, personality about her, and she's visually pretty. So there you go. And even when she ties her hair up, look, I was watching her live the other day, and she was just doing her hair, girl, and talking and just all over, but dropping gems at the same time. So I like people like that. You can really relate to them. My kids all of a sudden start yelling for any videos. Yes, Jamila. So if you just keep a playlist, either on YouTube, on your TV, on your iPhone, whatever, have at least 5 hours worth of something, right? That's almost a day of just screen time. Even if you feel bad about screen time, where is it? They have pretty blue blockers. Now I've been using these things. Oh, here we go. Because see, my dresser, my little nightstand was cluttered, so I couldn't see these. But I can't see worth a darn with these things on. But if I get close enough, I can see. Oh, wait, I can't see because I have contacts on. But when I don't wear my contacts, I hold the screen really close to my face. But these are like the new age of blue blockers, right? So if you're feeling some kind of way about, hey, I actually really like these when they're not scratched up. When you're, if you're concerned about all the screen time your kids have, either health reasons, because just it strains your eyes and things like that, or you just don't want them doing all of that. Well, for the health thing, get them some blue blockers. These were $7 on Amazon. And then say after an hour and a half, put a timer on. You got to step away, go do something. and then they can go back. Okay, so just do it like in little chunks. I use the KonMari method. It's so helpful. The show on Netflix is amazing. When I watch KonMari, her method, now everyone's got a method. Like I started off with the Fly Lady method, but you know, KonMari went with the how you feel, how this makes you feel. She got all into it. But whatever method you use, if you just can be consistent with it, that would really, really help. My whole thing is have I used it recently? Okay, and then you have to decide what is recent for you. And if I got rid of it, would I really miss this mug? Like really, would I really miss that? And honestly, sometimes I tell myself, if the house is burning down and I have to leave really quickly, what am I going to grab? And the only thing I'm going to grab besides my kids and my husband and the dogs are my pictures, the pictures of the kids and my my drives, because they have the overflow of pictures. That's it. There's nothing else that we really need. I'm going to be mad that I have to replace all the books and everything, but everything you would, after about a month, you're not going to miss any of that stuff. We think we will, but after a while, you're not going to miss that stuff. We're not going to miss it. So for those of you who are thinking about decluttering, KonMari has really great videos. The Netflix series is really, really good. But if you can be more brutally honest and just go through room by room, do a room a week. Okay, give yourself time, then you'll be okay. Okay, so I am caught up with the comments. The last thing I wanted to tell you was, oh man, that made me forget. Wait, because I said I remembered. Oh, adaptability. So now that my babies are getting older, one reason why I kept that homeschool room, if you look closely, you'll see a lot of kind of babyish elementary stuff in there, like charts and things like that. And I'm like, I don't want to let go of the childhood. Your kids are slowly becoming adults and they don't need you as often. And so I was feeling some kind of way about that. And I think that might be one reason why I was holding on to that homeschool room and all the cash register. And, I have manipulatives for money and clocks. My kid mastered that in 2nd grade. Why? I still got it. I think it's me not wanting to let go of the babyhood and the childhood, the younger childhood. So when the thing happened with my son considering high school, and then my youngest son, he's got his friends and he's traveling far and away. And I'm like, wow, I'm moving on to the next phase of my life with older kids. Pretty soon, I'm going to have middle school students and a high school student. So I think I was just kind of feeling like that mom, like, oh my God, when your child first starts walking, and it's kind of bittersweet because they don't really need you as much, but you're happy to see them walking. So I kind of feel that way with my babies. It's like, oh, it's like, oh, and then it's like more responsibility and more of your heart being on your sleeve, because then they want to start driving, and girls or boys, and all of these bigger situations that they're going to be going into. So I think I just kind of wanted to stay in that cocoon of, let's just cuddle and read. We always going to do that. Okay. We're always going to have our little talks, but I was in my feelings about that. I'm not even going to lie. So, it'll be interesting to see how things go forward in the fall, but I'm looking at he would kill me for saying this, but I'm looking at my 4th grader, and he's starting to develop, hair here and here and stuff. And I'm like, oh man, his voice is going to start changing next year. I know it, because all of my sons, their voice starts changing at the age of 11, starts to cracking. So I'm like, oh man, I'm so used to his high pitched voice. So, sometimes we hold on to things just because we're afraid of what's on the horizon, things that are inevitable, right? And we just kind of want to hold on that last grasp of stuff. So, yeah, I think that was it. Because I'm like, man, all this work I put, all this energy, I put time in with these kids, and now I feel like they're just going to be gone. So I don't know how I'm going to deal with it when they go off to school or wherever they want to go. I don't know how I'm going to deal with that because I'm already a big old baby. But anyway, so I'm going to wrap this up. If you guys don't have any more questions, those of you who have been giving me lots of DM questions, I've had a lot of questions like, how do you prep for testing, whether it's PSAT, SAT, ACT, for your kids, especially if you want your kids to be a national merit, or if you want your kids to contend to be a national merit scholar. I've been getting questions on online programs that my kids have been using. The recurring theme is dealing with their kids. Either they're unruly for whatever reason, or there's something going on in the house, but there's a lot of chaos in the house. And you guys are really trying to find a system that genuinely works for you or that you can tailor to you. And you're still trying to figure that out. You're always going to have to try to figure that out because you're always going to get something new thrown at you, just to let you know. But having something tried and true that can be easily adapted to any situation is good. At least you want to be in a lifeboat with a paddle, all right? So if, some waves come, you just, adjust. And then when it's calm, you're good. When it's raining, so long as you have some kind of instrument, you can just, adjust or build or take away from that. Okay. I hope that makes sense. But anything else, I'm going to get out of here. This weekend, I am working in my garden. I have a lot of cleanup to do, and we've had a lot of heat, so I have to go rescue some plants. And so I painted my nails, and they're going to get jacked up this weekend. What else? We might go out to the beach, but it's usually really crowded Memorial weekend. So, and besides, I know about that, the Japanese dumping that Fukushima waste in the ocean. They said they were going to do it in like a year or two. Now, they say stuff like that. They didn't already done it. So I'm always wary of getting in the ocean since it happened, 7-8 years ago. I'm always like, every time they go to the beach, they come home, they're doing black seed oil, they're doing activated charcoal. I just feel like I just have to detox them from whatever contact of small particles of radiation that might be on them, because the whole planet is polluted. So I'm like, it's always something. It's always something. Okay. So y'all, everybody want to move to California for the beaches and stuff like that. Y'all better watch out for these beaches. It's got a lot of contaminants in it. A lot. So beware. What else? Yeah, so that was all that I wanted to talk about. Oh, so videos coming up. I'm going to be talking about this summer lesson planning. Actually, that is the most frequently asked question in my DMs and my emails. Lesson planning. How do you do it? Is it complicated? Do I need a special planner? How do I do it with a whole bunch of kids? So many questions. So I'm going to show you what's worked for me, things that I've seen other parents do successfully and not successfully. And then you just try it. You just try it yourself, because half the battle it's like kissing, right? You can't, how your friends, and this one girl who kissed first in your group, and you're all talking to her like, okay, do you turn your head this way, that way? Where does your tongue go? Where do you put your arms? And they're trying to explain it, but you just have to experience it. So with lesson planning, I can give you all of this information. You just got to sit down and do it and see what's working for you, and you'll find out immediately. So we might just do some live lesson planning, different ways, and then you can see what works for you. Okay, so it's going to be fun this summer. It's going to be fun. I'm going to be talking about creative writing. Okay, novels for middle school and high school. I'm going to have a list with my reviews. I'm going to have how to do a makeover mess. When you made a mess of a day, usually on Mondays, how do you make that up or make over? Okay. I'm going to go over standard operating procedures, and that's going to cover homeschool, but it's also going to cover life. Okay. Because I'm finding that we really need to develop habits and systems that can translate to our children. So when they have their children, they have something like a rites of passage. What do you do when your child is born? Okay. What do you do for birthdays? What do you do for when they become a teen? What do you do when you come into money? So what do you do when you're tight on money? So when you have a playlist of how to deal with life situations, then it's easier to help or to start building generational wealth and prosperity. So like with my kids, I'm so hard on the financial education and the language. So when they get out into the world, they develop these really good habits that they can teach to their kids. So when they have their first baby, they know the first thing they do, they're getting brokerage accounts, right? They're looking at saving up to get rental property for their kids, setting up a trust. So just little things like that, you just do a little bit at a time, because when you have time on your hands, it forgives a lot of things. So we want to get those things set up and going, and that's been working really well for me. I have to admit. And then I'll be talking about transcripts. Okay, I've been keeping a transcript since my oldest was in 6th grade. That's when he started taking high school classes. So we'll be doing that. And then I'll just have my regular reviews on, I'll do Mr. D, I'll do OutSchool, Online G3, and then the regular curriculum books and stuff like that. So if you guys don't have any more questions, I'm gonna get out of here and get something to eat. These beaches are freezing up here. Jamila, are you on the East Coast? You don't have to tell them if you don't want to in the world. But yeah, the water's actually, kind of cold. The beaches don't really warm up over here until like July, like after the 4th of July. But a lot of people, they'll put on wetsuits, like kids. But a lot of kids, they're just like, teeth are chattering, but they're still playing because it's still hot on the sand in the sun. So when they get too cold, the fingertips are blue, they'll just come sit on the towel, warm up, and then they go back in. My old behind, I'm like, I can't go in drastic cold and hot. I just sit right here on the beach. So happy I got on this slide. Oh, thank you, Adrian, for coming by, guys. Thank you so much. Oh, that's right. You are Northern California. Oh yeah, it's cold up there, girl. It's cold. It's cold. So yeah, I feel you on that. So I didn't have a drink for my pass. All right, so I'm gonna get out of here. I used to go to the beaches between San Francisco and Santa Cruz. You know what? I've been wanting to take a trip up there to the Monterey Aquarium. I don't know. It should be open, right? Because I want to do some weekend trips this summer. So if there are any attractions that you have to see up there, Jamila, shoot me a text or a DM or whatever and let me know, because I definitely want to get out of Metro LA. I mean, there's a lot of stuff here, but I just want to just move, okay, real quickly. Okay, so I went hiking with my kids and we ran into this guy. He's a nice looking guy, young too, probably in his late 20s. And he had this, late 20s, but he had a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter, those big old vans that Beyonce moves in during when she's traveling her concerts. So I'm like, how do you afford this thing? But not my business. But he had this van, he had the doors open, and I saw the wood paneling on the doors. So I was looking in, and we were with a group, and the leader of the group, he went there first, and he was over there for a minute. So I was, okay, safe. So we all went over there. This guy, he was totally doing van life. He had his futon, a stereo system, TV. He had those push lights, all the lights that all the people, the gamers have on the walls. He had some plants. He has solar panels everywhere. And he looked so free. Oh my gosh, he looked so free. And my favorite gardener, Led Farmer 73, got an RV, like a 30-footer. And I was so happy for him, but I was like so envious because I've always wanted to just get an RV and just travel across the country. And so I'm kind of feeling that itch. I'm a Sagittarius. We like to move and travel. So but it's so hard to get an RV now, because people are living in them. They sell their homes. Either, you know, they lost their job, or it's too expensive to live where they live, or they just want to get out the rat race, and they have kids. A number of homeschoolers, world schoolers, they live like that. And I need to talk to those moms, because I'm in awe of them. But I would love to just get out and just, hey, we don't need all this curriculum. We can do stuff online. The world is our school, and we just travel. That, I mean, I would love to do that. Got to get an RV first. But his van was decked out. It was sweet. As a matter of fact, I took pictures of it. It was sweet. I'll show it to you in another video. All right, guys. So if any of you guys do the RV life, I would love to have you come on. Listen, y'all, don't be afraid. Come on and talk with me and share your knowledge with the people, okay? No one's going to bite you. No one's going to be disrespectful. You can talk about things that are working for you, things that are not working for you. You can come on for 1 minute, 5 minutes. It doesn't matter. I really want to start getting to know you guys and really see your faces. A lot of you guys put out so much great information, and there's no reason why you can't connect to, you know, more people, you know? So if you want to, especially if you have a channel, all right, let's just spread the information. All right. Hi from Virginia. Hey, Tanya, that is my birthplace, Virginia, VA. I would love to world school, but we are a family of pianists. Yeah, you can't put a baby grand attached to the back of the RV. So good luck. Unless, you know, well, keyboard's just not the same. Yeah, it's not the same. So, all right, guys. Have a wonderful Memorial weekend. I don't know what you guys are doing. If you want to put that in the chat and share that with us, what you guys have planned. I'm going to be working in the heat, but yeah, I don't mind. And I'm going to be cleaning up, decluttering this office so I can get stuff out to you guys in a better manner. So anyway, guys. Oh, Facebook. I forgot I'm streaming to Facebook. So shout out to my Facebook people. I don't really go on Facebook very often, but it's in my heart to do it. That's why I included you in this live. Love the I was born and raised in West Virginia. So you a country girl. It's the Appalachian Mountains. They go through West Virginia, right? Oh, and then I'm also, now that the gyms are open, I can be more consistent with working out. Because I was doing a little bit outside, but I like to lift with weights and stuff like that. So that's good. I do videos for daycare, preschool, mostly these days. Oh, you know what, Tanya? I will check out. Let me write your name down. I will check out your videos. Hold on. Oh, here we go. All these pins and stuff, and they're not in arm's reach. So Tanya, is that your channel name? I'll check that out. If you guys have YouTube channels or an IG account and you know share pretty regularly, put it in the chat, and then I'll take a look at it and check you guys out. And then if you want to come on and build together, that would be really great. All right, I'm gonna get out of here and put some dinner in the oven, because Lord knows my kids are probably waiting for me to feed them. Although I told them from now on, Fridays are going to be Fend for Yourself Fridays. I'm not doing anything. Well, I really don't do it because we have Friday night Friday night movies. But going into the summer is Fend for Yourself Fridays. So we're not doing all this elaborate stuff. Appalachian Mountains, yep. Not Rocky, but the Appalachian Mountains, yeah. Because I've driven through Tennessee. Because I drove to New York City. When I moved to New York City, I was in Oklahoma, and then I drove through up through there. Was it 95? I don't even remember. But it was beautiful. Oh my gosh, so beautiful out there. Apple Tree Homeschool Academy. Okay, good. So you guys, yeah. Shout out your stuff if you're involved in something. I don't have a problem sharing, unless you got some crazy stuff going on. I don't have a problem sharing your stuff, because even if I'm not into it, somebody else might be. Okay, so I'm past the preschool stage, but I know a lot of people are knee deep in it. Although I might put out some of my old preschool stuff. I don't know. Probably not. I'm tired anyway. All right, I'm out of here, guys. Mwah. Love you all, and I will see you. Wait, I owe y'all something. I think that curriculum planner thing, I'll put it, whatever I do, I will put it in the community tab, okay? So just keep a lookout for that, and you guys can cop that for free. All right, guys, love you. I'm out of here. Have a safe Memorial weekend, and that's it. Bye.